Hello everyone. It's Stray Faye here with another episode of Olympia Soiree. Alright, last episode. We seem to be getting more and more people pressuring Byakuya and Tokisada to get married through the newspaper, and Lord Tsuneho, who turned out to not be a very nice man, is also pressuring Tokisada into marriage, which is kind of odd. Usually in these games, there's like someone trying to drive a wedge, but maybe that is kind of a wedge. You know, when someone tells you to do something, you just want to do the opposite. Alright, so, well, let's see where this is going. How will the couple get closer now that, like, all this outside pressure is on them? So now let's start the next chapter. Under the cover of shelter. I pray that Lord Tsuneho recovers as soon as possible. Please watch over us, Lady Amaterasu. Alright, down to Yomi. Hey, isn't that Kaina? Haven't seen him in a while. I wasn't sure if I should call out to him. He hasn't told me anything, but maybe Canon is doing something to help Kaina. Not that I expect him to let me in on whatever his plans are. Ah, that's right. I walked towards them with a thought in mind. Kaina! Good morning, Lady Olympia. Good morning. So, Canon hasn't responded, has he? He still hasn't wrote you a letter, so doesn't seem to want to, like, communicate with you. He hasn't told me anything, but he could be working with the military or someone in his network. I guess. I looked around for a moment before whispering to him. Kaina, I have something I need to ask you. Would you mind following me? Are we gonna tell him about our, like, wedding plans? It must be important if we're hiding in a back alley. Am I gonna get a confession of love from you? I actually wouldn't mind if he was, like, a candidate, but they crossed him off the list. I guess because he's a criminal. But he's not bad looking. He's like he'd be like the forlorn love, or like someone who's lost their love. Be kind of sad because, like, you'd have to try to replace their lost love, but, like, you never really ever replace them. I'm sorry, but it's more important than that. Come on, I'm only joking. I read the newspaper too. I didn't know you liked younger guys. Oh, the newspaper's in Yomi already? That's probably where it's, like, distributed. It's like Hyrie is like the newspaper girl, or I think he's a boy, actually. A lot of these characters, I noticed, are actually men. I think there's like very few, like, female characters other than the protagonists themselves. Come to think of it, I recall being told that the newspaper is available to everyone on the island. We already got a choice. I do like one younger man. I'm being very vague about it. Like, and Tokisada heard that and be like, who is he? Who is this younger man? I was like, it's you. It's more than that. The person I care about just happens to be younger. I totally understand. The heart wants what it wants, you know. Never mind me for a moment. I carefully looked around again. Olympia, is what you want to ask dangerous? Well, it isn't exactly safe, but you're the only one I can ask. You mean about this? Kaina pointed to his cheek. I quietly nodded. It was the mark etched on the face of criminals. Why do you want to know? Are you planning on delivering pamphlets alongside your letters? Unfortunately, I'm not a very good writer. I just want to know more about the Hazushi. I don't think telling him about wanting to abolish the death penalty is a good idea. And he's gonna, like, gonna be full of regrets. Like, if I only waited just, like, a little longer, it could have prevented her from getting the death penalty. You see, I don't know much about them since I was inside Doma's Manor for so long. I know asking you about this now would just bring back bad memories. But I wanted to make sure I really understood the truth about this island and Yomi. The truth. Something seemed to pass through Kaina's eyes for a second. I'm sorry. I know I'm being terribly rude. No, don't worry about it. I was just thinking how I was so wrong about you. I wouldn't be surprised if I heard that from everyone I met on this island. Well, when I say it, it's a compliment. And the reason why I sort of went quiet there was because it dawned on me that I might never be able to go back up again. He gave a weak smile and ran his fingers through his hair. Canon's job gives him the opportunity to get close to the leaders of each color class. He even knows some of the guys working in the military. Which means if he isn't sending me a reply, there probably isn't a way for me to return. So, I'm starting to wonder if I can ask you to lay flowers at the monument instead of me. But it hasn't even been a month since you sent your first letter. It's too early to give up. I mean, you're like about to give up on the husband search after like a few days. You're like, it's hopeless. I actually went with Tokisada to lay flowers at the monument the other day. Huh? Really? But I still think she'd be happy if you laid the flowers yourself. Oh no, there are tears in his eyes. Kinda, I feel so bad. Oh, see, you almost made me cry there. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure Sanami was really touched. Well, if only there was more I could do. Kinda? Could you give me some more time? About Sanami. She was the woman I loved. Things happened so suddenly that I'm still trying to sort through my feelings. If I'm gonna answer your question, I want to make sure I tell you everything. I'm sure you called me here because you're serious, so I want to answer you seriously too. After all, I already see you as a friend. I'm really happy to hear that, and I'm sorry for asking you so suddenly. Well, I'm happy I've finally met someone I can trust. I'll answer you once I can get my thoughts together. Thank you, but please don't rush or force yourself at all. Thanks. Well, I'd better get to bed. Good night. Good night. And the day's probably just begun. With his usual smile, he waved goodbye and ran off. A friend. I guess he didn't take my question poorly. In any case, I need more information before I take action. I emerged from the alley and noticed all the passerbys. Unsightly colors. Colors that had been denied the sun. And those who've been sentenced for their crimes were all here in Yomi. I feel a bit better now after talking to Kaina. I'll do whatever I can to get you up to the surface as soon as possible. But first, I'd better fulfill my promise to deliver everyone's letters. I hope I have some more to deliver today. Huh? This is... Alright, it's a little pink scroll. I wanted to open it and read it right away. But the silken flower knot that sealed it looked so beautiful that I hesitated to unravel it. That also tell you that someone read it. Although Akaza's gonna read it anyway. But letters are meant to be read. Maybe I can read it here. You're like spying on, just spying on other people's mail. At first she was just like, I don't want to read it. They're private. Now she's like curious. After wondering where I could open and read the letter, I found myself here. It's my first letter from Tokisada. Oh, it's from him. Lady Olympia. As promised, I'm writing this letter to you. First, I would like to express my sincerest apologies for any worry I caused you yesterday. Please rest assured that Lord Seheno's condition has improved. But given what has happened, I have been thinking of the proposal I made to you before. I do not believe I'm a fitting match to be your husband. No! Oh no. Yet I cannot think of taking any other woman as my wife. I thought like maybe, like, yeah, like Lord Seheno's applying too much pressure and he's just like, no, I gotta do the opposite now. I want to be the other half of your soul. No. I wish to live here on this island and spend my days with you until the very end. That's my wish now. Please forgive me for sending such a letter, as I do not have the courage to say this to you in person. As mentioned yesterday, I will wait for you today at the plaza. I hope we can enjoy some ice cream floats together. From Amakusa Shiro Tokisada of the Green. Is this supposed to be a love letter? It doesn't have a lot of sweet nothings in it. More like self-admonishing. I read through the letter again, word by word, to make sure I hadn't read it wrong. His writing is so beautiful. After reading it a number of times, I carefully tucked it into my bag. Couldn't possibly let this lovely letter be blown away by the wind. I guess we're not going to give it to Akaza. It's technically it's addressed to us, okay. So we're allowed to read it. Akaza can't. It's the first time I've gotten a letter addressed to Lady Olympia. It was then that I realized. Tokisada. I want you to call me by my real name. Does he not know her real... thought he called her Byakuya. I gazed out at Tenyo Island. Mother, I want to bring Tokisada to the island one day. That will make you happy, right? I think your mom just wants you to be happy. I'm here to take a bath again. Oh, are you getting ready for your date? I wanted to have a bath here, as Yusoga and I discussed yesterday. I was so excited the first time I took a bath here, but today I feel strangely tense. Perhaps he wants his skin to be smooth and silky, for spending the night with you. Oh my. Sure, it may happen one day, but not right away. I think. Unless you get swept away by, like, some emotions. This is powder for your skin. It is made of finely ground Atsuki beans, sandalwood, and fragrances to use while you're in the bath. I see. This is powdered pearl. Dissolve it in a bit of hot water to make your face smooth and silky. I'll do that. Getting all nervous. Shall I mix it with crimson? Though I don't think Tokisada likes its seductive color. Are we talking about like bath materials here or like makeup? That almost sounds like makeup, like pearl colored skin with like crimson blush. It does sound interesting, but I'll pass for now. I've never used it before. Well, it does make the lips rather bitter. I'm sure Tokisada would prefer your lips tasting like ice cream. Too early, I suppose. Well, take your time exfoliating yourselves with the powder. But don't be too rough or you'll damage your skin instead. My skin feels smoother now, and I think my complexion is fairer than before. I hope he doesn't notice, or it'll be embarrassing to admit that I went to have that kind of bath at Yusoga's. It's gonna be like, you look immaculate. For better or for worse, I didn't have any letters to deliver today, so I spent a lot of time bathing. Yeah, because like, what's better, that he doesn't notice or that he does notice? Like, if he does notice, then that means he's like keeping a firm eye on you. I also spent whatever time I had to read Tokisada's letter over and over again. I'm just agonizing over his words. How should I thank him for the letter? Oh, maybe I should have written a letter of my own. But then you would have to deliver it yourself. He doesn't check the mailbox. As I sat on the bench pondering what to do. I've kept you waiting. Ah! I couldn't respond to his greetings properly. I want to be the other half of your soul. My whole body tingled thinking about the gracefully written words in the letter. Sis, are you angry that I used the letterbox like that? Come on, it's nothing that terrible. It's a cute little letter. Huh? Oh no, not at all. Your letter was so beautiful. Thank God. You can't believe how anxious I was since I'd never written a letter to a girl before. This is the first time I've received a letter from a boy too. I almost didn't want to open it because the flower knot was so beautiful. My hands were shaking when I was about to pull it apart. Oh, you just wanted to preserve it. I wrote that letter with all I had. I gripped the folds of my skirt. Yeah, it's like this little, all this little like young flirting, like sly blushes here and there. They're so young and naive to like make big moves on each other. I kept thinking about what to write last night. It had everything I wanted to say to you. Whenever I'm in front of you, I get so nervous that I can't express what I'm feeling. Tokisada! I wanted to reach out and hold him, but... hello, Canon and other man. Did we... Wait, it's... Pinwheel Guy. Do we have a voice for Pinwheel Guy? I think we saw Pinwheel Guy in the prologue, but I don't think he said anything. Hey, Tokisada, Olympia? What are you doing here? Crashing our date. Get out of here. Cannon was standing there with a young man with vibrant green hair. Is he also of the green? I'm guessing, right? Unless he's like a different shade, right? There's all sorts of shades in like the secondary tier. Cannon moved in front of the bench where I sat. Okay, guys, just invite yourselves. About the article you published yesterday. I'm guessing this is New Man. He has a portrait, so I should probably like give him a voice. What voice do I have left? Oh, can I maybe the voice I used for Mikado? See if I can like try to emulate that again. Right, that did come as a surprise. When exactly did you and Lady Olympia become such good friends? Well, it's... where are my manners? Good day to you, Olympia. My name is Nagusa of the Jade. Nagusa? Isn't that the name of the person from the rumors? Oh, I'm trying to remember. Rumors. Good day to you, too. Canon, I know the article's already out there, but I want you to at least apologize to her. That was uncalled for. Yeah, you say it, Tokisada. Don't let it bother you, Tokisada. I simply wanted to see the two of you get married as soon as possible. But... Indeed, as part of the secondary tier, the Jade will hold a grand celebration for you. Well, but... What I want to say is that... Oh god, he's getting flustered here. Olympia. I actually dreamed of becoming her husband too, but I see I'm too late. I wish you every happiness. Tokisada's pouting. It's like, wow, someone else is trying to move on your girl. The entire situation was overwhelming, but I somehow mustered the strength to respond. Thank you very much. Okay, just act flattered. Did you hear that, Tokisada? She seems ready and willing. Please let this conversation end. They were only offering their congratulations, yet I wasn't happy about it at all. I can't bring myself to trust Canon. By the way, Tokisada, I must apologize for the katana situation the other day. I was only thinking about my research and hadn't considered your feelings about it at all. No, I was just a little surprised. Well, that katana did arrive only recently, so it's only natural that you'd want to hold on to it. I'm in no hurry. If you could just let me know when I might add it to the records. Sure. To be honest, Tokisada, we have been rather worried about you. I am sure it feels like a dream to have such a beautiful goddess by your side. Oh my, I'm a goddess now. No doubt you are consumed by happiness, that you have forgotten about the rest. What? It's true. I don't think you've spent any time with us recently. Are these your old friends of the secondary tier? Don't worry. I'm not consumed by anything. I'm always thinking about what I could do for the island. I mean, come on, you just got a new girlfriend. You know what happens when, like, bro gets a girlfriend? Like, bro disappears, like, for a while. Oh. The Tokisada looks very uncomfortable. He does look very uncomfortable around them. My chest stung at Tokisada's reply. I almost looked away. Oh, it seems our goddess is perplexed. Olympia, Canon, Tokisada, and I are of the same cohort. Cohort? Indeed. Canon is the leader of the Orange, and I shall be the next leader of the Jade. Are we implying Tokisada is the next leader of the Green? Because, well, I mean, Lord Seheno looks like he's still kicking around, but, I mean, he keeps feigning illness. The star is outsider here, Tokisada. I'm sure you'll make great contributions to Tengu Island and the Green. It's all a political connection. They're not really friends. It's like that kind of friendship where you could, like, potentially get backstabbed. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at all. Tokisada is not happy either. The disgust I felt was akin to having something stuck in the back of one's throat. Tokisada hasn't said anything to me about being so close to them. I know it's rude to judge them. I didn't know much about Nagusa. But as for Canon, I couldn't shake the unsettled feeling I had towards him. I thought, like, building up Canon as being, like, more and more suspicious. Like, he's not on good terms with his brother, he doesn't care about writing him back. There was that one scene, actually, like, checking back at, like, the old videos where, like, he was, like, stroking the gun inside Episero, the replica gun. I was like, is he gonna cause a revolt? Like, I mean, we're kind of thinking of causing a revolt. Just to get, like, better terms for the people of Yomi, or at least using our wedding as an excuse to get better terms for the people of Yomi. But, like, I kind of feel like we want the same thing. But, yeah, they really are, like, piling on that, like, Canon is the bad guy. We wish to improve Tengu Island. We want the future to be as beautiful as possible. And so we gather together to discuss what we can do to accomplish those goals. That's very impressive. If what he's saying is true, what are their goals? Yeah, are they for, like, the people in general, or just for the benefit of their color class? After thinking briefly, I smiled and spoke. Well, is there anything I can help with? Sis? Ah, I am overjoyed by your offer, Olympia. If you're willing to help, we'll come and rely on you when the time is right. Did they just avoid answering my question? Or did they simply accept my offer? Well then, I'll be waiting. I mean, it depends on what you ask, but... Now, we should let them be. If you will excuse us. Promise me that you won't publish any more articles without consulting us, Canon. I'm pretty sure he's just gonna wiggle his way around that and just, like, publish what he wants. I promise, my dear Tokisada. Tokisada watched Nagusa and Canon leave. Then he turned around with a smile. Sis, how about we go to the beach again? Maybe something washed ashore today. Wants to get out of here. The ocean is nice and blue again today. The sky's pretty clear too. I think we owe that to you, sis. Yeah, yes. Byakuya makes the sunshine. I can't exactly control the weather. All I can do is make the sun a little brighter. That's still very impressive. Not to mention we'll need a bit of rain soon. Some of the greenery has been wilting. How about we both pray for some rain then? Rain, rain, we're waiting for you. Lady Amaterasu, please bring us some rain. My mother would probably appear in my dreams furious about my sloppy prayer. Just having fun. This is a childlike prayer. Innocent. Then again, I was having so much fun shouting and laughing with Tokisada. I want Tokisada to keep smiling. As he kept chanting for rain to fall, he suddenly turned his attention to Tenyo Island. Do you mind if I ask you something, sis? Have you ever heard a god's voice before? Huh? I'm being serious. Wasn't Lady Amaterasu worshipped on Tenyo Island? I haven't heard of, like, anyone, like, hearing the voice of the gods. The closest thing we have is, like, Hiroko and, like, Doma being the only one who could hear Hiroko, but I think the ladies of the white, they just danced for Lady Amaterasu, right? They didn't have the ability to speak with her. Now that you mention it, I don't think I've ever heard Lady Amaterasu's voice before. They just believe. I see. But even if I can't hear her voice, the brilliance of the sun is Lady Amaterasu herself. I'm sure she's protecting us from above. Tokisada smiled just as a strong gust blew by. I hurriedly held down my cap. But even if you can't hear Lady Amaterasu's voice, you're still the real deal, sis. After all, you can make the sun shine. Tokisada? It looks like it's stress. Oh, is this talking about Tsuneho? I could tell he was trying to stay chipper. Or is he stressed? But he wasn't a very good liar. You know, something else sort of bothers me. Isn't Lord Doma against us getting married? We actually haven't heard Lord Doma, like, voice anything for a while. I quickly avoided his gaze. I mean, I don't know if Doma wants us for himself. Or if he just, like, doesn't care. Or else maybe he cares in his own way. He's like telling Olympia that like everyone's gonna view you as a monster. Why trust anyone? He's against it, isn't he? we haven't told him. I don't know. I looked out at Tenyo Island. And I'm pretty sure he already knows that I'm going out with you like this. I'd be surprised if he didn't. He must have like, he must get some information. But he hasn't said anything to me yet. So I assume he's fine with us being together. He'd be kind of late in the game to like voice his displeasure. Like, didn't you say that earlier before we got attached? No man will ever love you. So choose anyone and be done with it. I'm sure he doesn't care at all who I end up with. Really? I wonder if he'll give us his blessing. it'll be an icky blessing. The Doma Ugg. The Doma Ugg again. I don't think he wants to bless Byakuya after what she did to him. Maybe I should tell Tokisada what happened. Or your dark past. I felt guilty for running around, trying to find out more about him. He might sever ties with me once he finds out what I did to Doma's hand, but... I mean, he might accept it, there's a lot of things, a lot of new things he had to accept when coming here. Like that he died, he got implanted with like a new soul gem. Like you having Batsu just might be another factor of this like weird island. Tokisada, there's something I need to tell you. This as I was about to disclose what happened. Oh, the clouds. A large drop of rain fell upon the tip of my nose. That was fast. Whoa, rain! I guess our prayers did the trick. I guess so. The pitter-patter of rain on my face gradually turned into a barrage of raindrops. Ugh! This is great and all, but I didn't bring a raincoat. Follow me. I know a good shelter near here. Oh, they're gonna hide out in her cottage. Come on in. I'll get us something to dry ourselves off with. What is this place? We aren't trespassing, are we? It's my secret hideout. A whole cottage is a hideout, lucky girl. You have a hideout? And you're my first guest here. Really? For some reason, Tokisada looked down as if embarrassed. Oh my, you're in a girl's room now. You know, the rain sure comes down suddenly on this island. It should clear up soon enough. I can see the sunlight through the clouds over there. Why don't you take your shirt off? Oh my, starting to get undressed here. Okay. Just one article. Let's just take off some more. Huh? My cap and my jacket kept me pretty dry, but... I can't say the same for you, Tokisada. You're gonna catch a cold like that. Take it off. Well, Tokisada ran a hand over his collar. What's the matter? You should take your shirt off so you can dry off. Well, I'm fine, really. Oh, he doesn't want to show. You don't want to take off his shirt. You're gonna get. Don't be embarrassed. Come on, boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Gonna have to see it someday. Oh, come on now. Don't be a stubborn kid. What will you do if you end up collapsing like Lord Tsuneho? I brought my face closer to his. Oh, he's not thinking about that. Do you want to see me naked that badly? Like, screech. Perhaps he wants his skin to be smooth and silky for spending the night with you. Huh? That's not what I was thinking. I'm sorry if it came out that way. Yeah, it's the other way around. The guy's trying to undress a girl. Really, that isn't my intention. You have to believe me. I just didn't want you to catch a cold. Oh, okay. Alright. Romance. Got the, what is it, Capadon? Got the wall slam. I didn't think you had it in you, Tokisada. Sis, you really are different from when you're on stage. Gotta remember that Tokisada is a man, not just a flustered boy. Like, question mark? You're like a doll up there, but now you're red all over. What are you? It's moving a little fast here. These guys have been like tiptoeing around each other for so long. What I wrote in that letter is the truth. I don't want anyone else to have you. Tokisada? Nagusa and Canon aren't married yet. There's a good chance they'll propose to you at some point. Oh, was he? That's why he's getting uncomfortable around the other men? It's like, oh god, what if they steal my girl? That can't be. Even if they did. I would refuse. So, don't worry. Akaza, Kuroba, even Yosoga are eligible too. Tokisada, what's gotten into you? I know better than anyone that I'm not good enough to stand by your side. But I still want you. There's no one else I want but you. I don't want to touch anyone else besides you. Tokisada's face was so close to me that I couldn't see anything but his eyes. The damp smell of the fresh rain and the feeling of the heat from his body took my breath away. Have you kissed anyone before? No. The only one that's helped me is my mama. Maybe you smooched your mom. I try to be on my best behavior, so I haven't either. But in a book I read... Oh, did you read the dating manual too? It said that kissing the person you love sends waves of pleasure throughout your body. Oh my. Don't you want to know how that feels? I really want to know. Especially if it's with you. What's going on here? Oh my, we aren't even married yet. I saw his eyes filled with the tears of a child just a few days ago. And now he's more like an adult. I know, this is like the duality of man. I mean, he's at like the crossroads here. He's like still kind of a child, but also a man. I want proof. Of what? Proof that we've grown closer. And if we're really going to be husband and wife, we'll be doing more than kissing. His words conjured up an image in my mind. An image of him touching me. The woman before said she punched that guy. If it's alright, I'd like to test my luck. If you don't want to, you can punch me. I won't tell anyone about it. But... if it isn't what you want, it just means this wasn't meant to be. So, let's find out. There's no way I could refuse him. His lips were so close to mine that I could feel his breath. I don't want any other man to touch you except for me. I want the first woman I touch to be you. Are you disappointed that I might be your first kiss? Am I not enough for you? I was at a loss for words. I knew what my answer was, but if I said it now... No, That's not true at all. With that, he had my acceptance. Can I? Oh yeah, I'm asking a lot of permission here. This guy gotta make extra sure. Tokisada's lips approached mine. Yes. I closed my eyes tightly. Oh my. Air smooches. Oh. I could taste the rain. His lips were cold and moist from the rain, and it made my body shiver. You don't like it? Unsure of how to reply, I simply stroked his wet hair gently. Are you sure? You're not going to punch me? No, I won't. I mean, if you didn't want to, you'd probably have to worry more than just punching. That isn't like Batsu. Like, doesn't Batsu come into effect here? If she doesn't want a man to defile her dignity, she could just Batsu them away. Playing with fire here, Tokisada. After a second of hesitation, Tokisada suddenly pressed his lips strongly against mine. The sound of the rain falling outside the window was soothing that I found myself contentedly wrapped up in the comfort of his touch. Your lips are so soft. They're a lot softer than I imagined. This feels incredible. If I'd known, I would have done this much sooner. His hesitation slowly intensified into a passionate vigor. Oh my, are we going to next base here? It felt as though we couldn't bear to part our lips from each other, not even to take a breath. I knew it all along. I love you. Tokisada. Sis, I love you. So much. Maybe don't call her sis anymore. Now it's just weird. His whisper entered my lips like poison, and my heart began to beat wildly. Unless you're into that. I finally understood what it was like to be consumed by love, unable to hold myself back. Oh, more smooches. Ah. Tokisada's lips searched mine, wanting more. I loved him so much that I couldn't escape. I love you. I've always loved you. My heart and body trembled at the sweet words that reached me through his breath on my lips. What should I do? I can't stop myself. Oh, we're going to next base here. I want to keep my lips against yours. I don't want to leave you. I love you. You need... I'm gonna say he needs the post-nut clarity here. He horny. I love you too. It was then a thought came to mind. My lips were meant to kiss him all along. You really love me? Yes. I've never been so happy. His lips weren't cold anymore. We were devouring each other, breathing in only each other's breath. Okay, let's not... Lord, let's not bring the... Is he talking about Lord Jesus? Let's not bring Jesus into the bedroom here. It's kind of awkward. Like, you think of those scenarios, like couples, I don't know, like doing it at like their grandparents' place or something, and then there's just a picture of Jesus just like looking over them. Or like the cross. Please forgive my foolishness. I can't hold back my urges any longer. Wait, I noticed something. Wait. Their hair color changing? I've been looking at the text, but I just... Or is that just like a shadow? After his low mumblings asking for forgiveness, Tokisada pressed his body against mine. I want to touch you even more. His slender fingers forcefully made their way under my skirt, sliding up my thighs. Oh boy. Are we going for a home run? We like just kissed. Tokisada, wait! What? Oh, okay. Okay, we're stopping there. Oh, I'm so sorry. What have I? How dare I disrespect a woman like this? He bowed so deeply that I thought he'd snap in two when suddenly... Please forgive me. Oh no, he ran. Wait, oh wait, her hair is different. Tokisada? He just left me high and dry here. Come back. He ran away. Aw. Alright, questions about the hair. But then yeah, poor Byakuya's like, they were getting all hot and heavy, and then he just ran. Like, how did that make you feel? I didn't mind at all. I was just surprised. I ran my hair up through my fingers when I noticed. Ah, that's right, your hair. What's up with your hair? I hurriedly ran to the mirror to find myself with light green hair. What the? Did he dye you in his colors? Because he's of the green, right? That's right. Let me tell you something special. We girls on Tenyu Island have a wonderful secret. When you and your soulmate find each other and fall in love, you will... Did we, like, suck out his soul essence through his mouth or something? Take on your love's color and strength. Okay. I guess he really did dye us in his colors. Like, reminds me of a sentence of a bookworm. Like, that was, like, a euphemism for like, you know, doing the deed, because, like, nobles had, like, magic and stuff, and they would share mana when they were, like, doing stuff with each other. Is this what my mother meant? This is like more birds than the bees, except with special powers. Green. I gently twirled a finger around my hair, which had taken on a different color than usual. It's Tokisada's color. Oh, she's happy. The color was already so precious to me. Is it gonna stay like that? People are probably gonna wonder. It's like, wait, the white isn't of the white anymore. I felt as though this beautiful pastel green was a physical display of how I felt inside. What my mother said was true. I would take on the color of my soulmate. I never expected I would love my hair this much. It's like you dyed it. Like, she just dyed her hair. But truly, it was the color of my heart. Ah. As I basked in the warmth of my love, the beautiful green color slowly faded back to white. Oh. Okay. That was fast. It went back to normal again. It seemed so soon. Was it just because we did a little smooching? Then again, I suppose it would be difficult for me to explain if it stayed green. Yeah, many questions would be asked. Also, if that's like a characteristic, like everyone would know, like after you did it, it's like, hey, like your hair is this color. Like, did you get some last night? Like, huh? I love you. I've always loved you. Gasp. His feverish whisper echoed again in my ears, compelling me to crouch onto the floor. I can't believe we kissed. Yeah, that was sudden. And it was like, not just like an innocent peck, he was just like, he was about to take it to the next level. Matsuba. Trying to remember I always get confused with Matsuba and like Masuhana. We are consumed by love for each other. We couldn't hold ourselves back even for a moment. So that's what Matsuba meant. Despite Tokisada's absence, I can still recall vividly the warmth of his lips. It didn't feel bad at all. I pursed my lips to stop myself from saying more. I wanted him to kiss me longer. Tokisada, I love you too. What is he doing now? Is he just like running around in the rain right now? Freaking out? He's gonna be like sick tomorrow probably. Alright, well, back to the manor. Hopefully we find out what's happening to him the next day. I wonder if there's any other books that have more on Tokisada. After dinner, I began searching for additional literature among Doma's collection. I want to know more about Tokisada. Uh-oh. It's Doma. Doma the Downer. I am the lord of this manor. You would do well to remember before you act as though you are. I simply nodded in silence. Dude, who peed in your cereal? You have grown close to Tokisada of the Green. I instinctively, my body went tense. It was as if he heard what happened earlier in the day. I am thinking of marrying him. He said nothing. With a slight grin, he reached for the bookshelf. You don't approve? I have no interest in your romantic affairs. Just preserve your bloodline. I somehow held back the irritation bubbling up inside me. This almost feels weird. It's like, he doesn't just feel hatred, he's like completely apathetic. I should have known he wouldn't care. To him, who I love or who I marry were trivial matters. As I dwelled on the frustration inside me. Wait, what? The book in his hand fell to the floor. Oh, right, his hand. He wasn't able to grab it as it fell. Not with his mutilated hand. Ugh. I picked up the book and returned it to the bookshelf, avoiding eye contact with him. Unable to bear the awkward situation, I finally broke the silence. By the way, there's something I want to ask Lord Doma of the Yellow. What is it? What are your thoughts on the death penalty for the Hazushi? You ask me such a question so suddenly. It feels unfair to me. Especially when I have the freedom to choose anyone as my husband. You were not born on this island. But I'm living here now. If I can choose to be with who I love, then everyone should have the same right. Or I should also bear the penalties they do. I see your outings have resulted in a habit of thinking foolishly. I doubt this Lord Hiriko exists, so I decided it would be best to ask you no matter how haughty you are. Whatever the case, it's cruel to execute people for the sake of protecting something like color. You know about Kinda of the Yellow, right? He was pardoned from the execution. Then all shall be fair if he is executed. Fair but not right. No! Doma's not gonna kill him just to spite us, right? I never thought it would be easy to convince him, but I had a sliver of hope still remaining. I see life isn't very important to you. I feel sorry that the people of this island have you as a leader. Wherever did you learn such impudence? I gave a stern frown. It must be from the father I never knew. At the very least, my mother wasn't the type to speak this way. Jigen and I are for the abolishment of Azushi executions. Did they mention that? I think it's like Shura of the blue, right? Who's for it. And he's actually on your side. The unexpected reply made me frown even harder. But Shura and the leaders of the secondary classes do not agree. No, even the secondary classes are like still grasping for power. Shura is not a foolish woman, but she seems to lose control of herself when it comes to preserving the blue class. It is the same with the other leaders as well. I can only assume that is a normal mindset for those who are born on this island. But to outsiders like Jigen and myself, it all seems shamefully petty. When I think about it, I suppose it's not surprising that the two of them would oppose the death penalty, being outsiders. The strongest support would come from the island's original inhabitants. Oddly enough, like, the island's original inhabitants are putting down laws that, like, hurt themselves. I guess from their perspective, it's helping them, though. Like, maintain power over the lowly masses. In that sense, I guess I'm an outsider, too. I leaned against the bookshelf as I felt my strength wane. Doma didn't say a word. The color classes are ingrained in this island. Elder sister would see me as a fool for wanting to change the rules of this island. With a heavy heart, I stood shakily to leave when... Yellow Chamberlain. Forgive my interruption. A messenger for Lord Sueno of the Green has arrived. Wonder if Tokisada's okay. Let him in. Doma looked at me with eyes that ordered me to leave. If you'll excuse me. The waves bring forth what one seeks. Outsider Amakusa Shiro Tokisada. How will you wield that katana of yours? Lord Suneho is contacting Doma? It's not unusual to see messengers from the leaders of other color classes contacting Doma, but... But today, the leader of the Green Lord Suneho strongly suggested that I speak with you. He told me to offer myself to you in marriage. No, and then we think about the kiss. The smooch. Now you're just gonna be thinking about that every time you think of Tokisada. I remembered what happened earlier today. My body burned hot down to my fingertips. Oh, Daifuku.
Hide, what's the matter?
Daifuku came dashing towards me at my sudden exclamation. I'm sorry, Daifuku. I scared you, didn't I? Don't worry, it's nothing.
But your face is so red.
Daifuku, do you remember how I asked you if you wanted to live with Paris? Daifuku looked up at me with his round eyes. That'd be great, right? Right?
So you are saying you've decided to take Lord Tokisada as your husband, Hime?
It looks like Doma is talking to a messenger from Lord Suneho of the Green right now. Which means...
They're discussing your marriage to Lord Tokisada.
Please rest assured that Lord Suneho's condition has improved. But given what has happened, I have been thinking of the proposal I made to you before. Tokisada did write to me about the proposal, so maybe they're talking about making it official. Am I being too optimistic? Nope. I waited anxiously for Doma to call me to his study. Is he even gonna say anything? I assumed he'd let me know immediately if it was about my marriage. But I received no summons from any of Doma's staff throughout the night. Oh, I just got to wait in agony without knowing. Alright, next chapter. 2 crosses. Alright, well, that was a little hot and heavy, this episode. I'm a little eager to see. I wonder where Tokisada is. Where did he run off to? Come back here, boy. Alright. So, okay, we're gonna be agonizing about what... She made him wait all night without telling her anything. Okay, yeah, let's cool off a bit, shall we? a little bit hot of an episode. But yeah, so kind of some questions. Mainly with like the hair color turning green. That's a unique feature. Yeah, I wonder if that's gonna come into play. I don't think Tokisada, did he see that? Or no, I don't think he saw it. He just freaked out because like he started to get under her skirt. But I feel like that would probably freak him out even more. He'd be like, oh no, I defiled you. I changed your hair green. But yeah, I'm very eager to get into the next chapter, but we'll have to wait until next time. Alright guys, I hope you had a fun and relaxing time, and I'll see ya in the next episode. Bye bye.